Ulta Beauty is authentic.
Is a game changer. It's diverse.
Ulta Beauty is unique.
For everyone.
Empowering other stylists.
It's about passion.
Ulta Beauty is the bomb.
My heart led me to Ulta Beauty because I love working with other artists.
I wanted something different.
I go into Ulta Beauty to do what I love, hair, to cut, color, style, and most of all, to be around a great team.
So being able to connect with a network of over 10,000 stylists is really inspiring to me.
It's about taking what I'm passionate about and touching as many hairdressers as possible so they can really believe that they have the impact to not kind of, but actually change the world.
Ulta Beauty is full of possibilities.
All about heart.
Innovative.
Ulta Beauty is energetic and lively. Colorful.
Is life-changing.
Ulta Beauty is all things beauty, all in one place.
I've never seen a company more committed to the growth and success of its company members than Ulta Beauty.
You can make up to 70% commission. That's almost unheard of in this industry.
What other salon do you know of where you not only get tons of education provided for you, free, and you also get paid to go?
You don't just have to be a stylist. You can be as artistic and as free as you want.
Hard work and focus and passion. And if you just stay that path, doors can open.
Ulta Beauty has allowed me to become an amazing hairstylist, an educator, a platform artist.
It's a safe place for beauty professionals to start their career, grow their career, take their career in a place they never even imagined. I mean, we have over 1,100 salons. It's pretty powerful.
Ulta Beauty is where I want to be.
It feels more like a family.
We invite you to come and grow with us.
We have a lot of fun.
It's a beauty playground. Come. So what are you waiting for?
Come grow with us.
Ulta Beauty is home.
Come on, grow with us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Unveiling Beauty. My name is Ammon, Carver. I am the Chief Artistic Director for Ulta Beauty, and I am thrilled about the episode that we have in store for you guys today. Even though I'm flying solo without my co-host, we have a lot of special guests here today, and it's a subject that I'm very, very passionate about because it's all about the different career opportunities that we have for beauty professionals at Ulta Beauty. So, without further ado, because we have so many guests and so many different career opportunities, we're going to get right to it. And we're going to start with one that's very near and dear to my heart, and we're going to talk about education. So welcome, please, to the show, our Director of Services Field Education, Sarah Dahl, and our Technical Training Manager, Alana Snowden. I had to get your guys' titles right. Welcome to the show. How are you guys?
Hey. Hey, Ammon.
Hey, Ammon.
Hey, Sarah.
All the titles with all the words, you know, but you guys are you just run the world is what you do in a nutshell, right?
That's right.
So what I wanted to do is really quickly education is not a new concept for a lot of salon professionals, understanding what manufacturers provide and giving a hands-on training. But Sarah, specifically for you, I want you to talk about your role and what specifically your team does.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ammon. Thanks for having me today. I'm so excited to be here. So as you mentioned, I'm the Director of Services Field Education for Ulta Beauty. And basically what that means in a nutshell is I lead the team of regional services education managers and services district educators, and they're responsible for delivering all of the ongoing technical education to our stylists at Ulta Beauty. And we really do that through a lot of partnership with the other field team, our services field operations team, as well as our education development team that really pulls together all of the amazing content that the team then facilitates out in the field.
I think a big standout thing that I would love to point out that may be different for a lot of people in the industry is that your team is not small, right? Your field education team is quite large, and it's one of the things that's kind of a standout point of difference for us at Ulta Beauty is that we do provide ongoing education for our associates, paid education, I might mention. And so Sarah and team are responsible, right, for going out there and making sure that that technical skill set is always at an elevated level at Ulta Beauty. Am I right?
You're right. And when you think about it, just the scope of the team in general, we have 9 regional services education managers who each lead teams of services district educators. And those educators, there are 113 of them across the organization. And they're really responsible for not just the technical education for our stylists, but really so much more than that. All things technical, and really all things that help to drive the stylist business at the end of the day. So when they educate, it's not just on this really awesome product line or this really awesome technique, but how do we take those things with those tools and now develop a really great business as well?
Fantastic. Now we have Alana here. So Alana, I would like for people to understand, one of the newest to our team, I love you so much. I would love for them to understand what somebody who does education content development, how that looks different than what an educator is. So explain your role a little bit.
So what I am, so thank you for having me on. I'm so excited. So I am the manager of technical training. And so what I do, what my team does, is that we actually create the content and the training material that supports our stylists in the salon. So it helps support their career paths. But that is all brought to life by Sarah's team. So it's really amazing. So the RESMs and the SDEs, they're the drivers. We just kind of create that motor, for education.
Now, we have to be very careful on this call. I just want to make sure everybody knows, we have to be careful with all the acronym dropping. So Regional Education Development Manager, right? Am I getting that right? And then Salon District Educator. So in case you guys, we speak an acronym a lot at Ulta Beauty. I'm just going to try to decode that as we go through this show.
Thanks, Ammon.
So Alana, you've been with us just a short time. You've been doing such a great job. We have great platforms and you've been adding all these amazing ideas. I love your input and your influence, but I know there's a particular topic right now that we are like hot on target with, and I know you're passionate about it. So what specifically is next to come for us at Ulta Beauty?
Oh, baby, texture is the thing. Like, it is the most exciting thing coming into Ulta. We are creating so many initiatives just already through what we have is called a UA Academy or our Ulta Academy. So we've driven texture like through all the different modular platforms. Then we're doing some new and exciting things that I don't want to talk about now. So you guys just have to stay in tune for it, but it'll be social media driven. So I'm extremely excited about what's to come in texture.
Well, we're extremely excited to see it. And I know that I kept it short and sweet with you too, only because I know that there's so many people out there that are familiar with education, and I wanted to wet the whistle just enough for them to be lured into what you're doing more. But with that, I just want to thank you both for jumping on the show, taking time out of your busy schedules, and most importantly, for your excitement for making Ulta Beauty education come to life from concept to actual delivery in the salons. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I just love those two. I started out as an educator, so I'm very passionate about connecting with those two and seeing all the work that they do. But I want to bring on our next guest because it's something that is super different that we have at Ulta Beauty. And I'm not going to waste any time explaining because I want her to tell you she's amazing at what she does. This is Brandis Schmidt, and she is the Director of Field Services Operations. Now, Brandy, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I think that for a lot of people out there, even just hearing your title would be like, huh? So can you just tell us a little bit about what your team does and how it's a little bit different than whatever I've ever seen out there in the beauty industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my team is very similar to Sarah's in the sense that it's laid out in the same type of configuration. So we have 9 regional service managers, so RSMs, and then we also have each RSM basically has anywhere from 9 to 16 district service leaders. So the SDLs essentially. So very similar to Sarah. We focus really on the operational approach to services. So the role of the RSM and SDL is really to coach and develop business and operational acumen to increase sales and profitability for our services division. And when we do this, we positively impact our professionals' livelihoods as well as really improve that guest experience. So our time in stores is typically spent with like a salon manager, a prestige manager who might own some of those other services components such as MAC, benefit, and skin. And then we really spend a lot of our time with our general managers as well, ensuring that they understand the services business because it's a different beast, right? It's different than retail. So really helping them understand those opportunities. The best way to describe it is we're the science to Sarah's art. And having that balance really is important for growth.
That literally just painted the picture, I think, for a lot of people to understand the science to the art part. And what I really want, because I think what a lot of people are asking out there is, what would my career path maybe look like if I were to be an SDL? Because if I'm in hair, I might be inclined more to become an educator, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they couldn't be a really valuable salon district leader. So talk to us about the career path to get to that place.
Yeah. So what's really cool about the SDL role is that there is no specific career path. So, what I would tell you is that our team is made up of both licensed professionals and those who are not licensed. And that's a really awesome opportunity to have if you just love beauty and you have a great management background and you're a great people person. So what I would tell you is out of our SDLs, we have those that have been general managers at Ulta and salon managers. We also have many who came from outside of the organization, maybe still in services, but also maybe in operations or maybe not even in either, but just had an incredible background within management as well as people. And what I really think about that SDL role, the biggest piece to it is that influence and the influencing that these SDLs have because they don't have a direct report. So it's all about how do you go into stores and really influence others to understand and really buy in and see the connectivity between retail and services to really grow businesses.
Yeah, so Brandy, so great. Again, another powerhouse, massively sized team, just like Sarah's. The science and the art perfectly described. But I love that idea of it being sort of like the glue to almost a retail manager who doesn't really know the salon world, and suddenly now we're working as one big team to really help support the service providers, but also everybody in the store to really work towards one goal. So thank you so much to your direct reports and to that big army of SDLs that you have out there. Here we are with acronyms like crazy. And thank you for taking time today to explain that role. So that people that might be interested in something that's a little bit different could be intrigued to follow that path too.
Thank you for having me.
Brandy is the best. So we've learned from Sarah, Alana, and Brandy about these giant organizations that really support stylists. Now I want to bring another guest on that might be another surprising career path opportunity that we have at Ulta Beauty. This is Melissa Doyle, everybody. Say hello to Melissa. Hi. Melissa. So Melissa is our Director of Specialty Operations. Now, once again, layman's terms, lay it out for us. What do you and your team do?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Ammon. I have the funnest job in the whole world. I oversee the Clinique, Lancome, and events teams, and we have a huge field team that support all kinds of different aspects of the business. So it is an amazing job.
So talk to us a little bit about those different teams' responsibilities. Like, what are their actual roles?
Yeah, it's really interesting because they're all very similar in the fact that they all teach business acumen, right? And we throw that word around like it's no big deal, but how do we relate sales and product together in order to have an excellent business and to service the guest in all things that we do? So that's kind of how they operate in store.
So then I'm going to ask the same question that I did with Brandy, just because I think it's super relevant. Like somebody career path-wise, like what would make them feel like, oh, this is a great place for me?
Yeah, that's a
to be on
great
your
question.
team. Like, what would be a qualification that you would say?
Yeah, it's so interesting because at Ulta Beauty, you can start as a cashier and become a prestige sales manager. You work your way up to be a general manager. And then we have team members that have actually become district managers, Ammon. And what I love about that is that you can really grow your career with Ulta Beauty and start out from the bottom and go to the top.
Yeah, I love that. And I agree with you. There's so many different directions when people ask me. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what do you want to do? We have jobs that go all these different directions, and what a great, powerful team that you have. And I know that in the short amount of time that I've been working at Ulta, but now even shorter amount of time that you and I have been rubbing elbows a little bit more closely, just as services all come together, I'm really understanding the power of what your team does when it comes to like in-store events, and I'm really just animating those beautiful brands that we carry, and such a great team that you have. You've done such an amazing job, and I'm so grateful that you took the time to be on the show today. Anything you want to say to our viewers that will give them a little more information about what your team does, or lure them over to come check out your team?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if you think about a place where you can educate, where you can relate to the guests, where you can also relate to our associates, this is kind of one of the center hubs of all of that. I also think our events team gets to do some really fun things where they have J-Lo events, or they might have an event with James Charles or a high-level influencer. I know I said J-Lo, right?
No, it's okay. Say that again, because I feel like there's a lot of people who are going to be like, wait.
J-Lo, super exciting.
They're the team that get to work with all the celebrities? I mean, you're going to have so many like job applications.
It's really, really fun. So they get to do all those fun things, but they also, they have a strong business sense. So it's fun, and yet it's also helping us to grow our business.
Yeah, I love it. It's everybody on your team is beauty enthusiasts, right? They're beauty lovers. I think that's the one thing that really unifies us as a culture at Ulta Beauty is that everybody, wherever they work in the store, they love beauty. They love all aspects of beauty. And so as a salon professional, or as a beauty professional, or even if you're not a licensed professional, if you're watching this show, there are so many different ways. If you love beauty, there's a place for you at Ulta Beauty. And I know you would agree with me, Melissa.
So many careers. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. You go about your busy day with the millions of events that you're doing all the time, and we will talk to you very soon.
Thanks, Ammon.
Melissa is amazing. What a powerhouse. I've loved the short amount of time that I've gotten to know her better. So much respect, so much love. Glad she was on. I saved I can't say favorite, it's not allowed. I just get to work with her a lot, and I've watched her career grow, and she is no stranger to the show either. So I will just bring her right on. This is Miss Haley Kimble. You guys know her. Hi, Haley.
Hello. Thank you for having me on today.
Of course. And in case you guys don't know her, she does the design team takeovers that we often have on Unveiling Beauty sometimes, because she is the leader of the design team. In fact, the title that I have to make sure I want to give you credit for is Senior Manager of the Design Team. So what does being the Senior Manager of the Design Team mean exactly, Haley?
So, as you said, I'm the Senior Manager of the Design Team for Ulta Beauty. And I too think I have the best job in the world, because I manage 17 stylists across the salons all over the country. They're powerhouse stylists that are really passionate about growing their careers in a different level. So they exemplify what's possible here at Ulta Beauty, and they're pushing it to grow in photo shoots, platform artistry, and things of that nature while working with Ulta Beauty Pro Team.
Yeah, I love it. So, I mean, I'm just going to dialogue with you, because I know all about, I don't know how to ask, but I want to make sure that there's some specific things that people understand in terms of difference, right? Because I think a lot of people, there's a misconception. So we have our educators that are in there teaching. We've learned about those. And then our design team members, although being a platform artist or being a brand ambassador has a lot to do with still being an educator, or being able to communicate and educate. How would you say their role, Haley, differentiates them from an educator?
So while they are artists supporting artists, at heart, they're really delivering strong behind the chair. Like they're doing great things just behind the chair. It's their passion. And then they're also going out and helping us to elevate and represent an image of what an Ulta Beauty career can look like in our salons. So that could look very different, but mostly it's they work a lot in social media. They are working behind the scenes, and then they're helping us make that visible to help grow our stylist here, but just in a less direct way.
Yeah, I think that what you said first was the key point that I really wanted to make sure that I highlight is that these guys are working behind the chair, making their living behind the chair, and it's not a bad living, if I were to be honest with you. But then they also take on this additional responsibility of being a design team member where they, in addition to working those long hours behind the chair, they are collaborating with our pro team members, going on stages and being brand ambassadors. So they are our little homegrown heroes. I call them our heart soldiers because I think that every time they step in front of the camera, as Haley monitors and makes sure that they come with the right spirit and that they represent Ulta Beauty not only from a knowledge, technique perspective, but an attitude and embrace all cultures and that everybody's welcome at Ulta Beauty. And I'm very, very proud of the design team. I have been for such a long time. And Haley, you have done a fantastic job leading this team. And I want to make sure that we go loud and proud on this show, celebrating what you and that team have done, because I'm very impressed. You show up at NAHA, the industry knows who we are, thanks to you guys. So you guys keep killing it, keep being the amazing leader that you are. Your hair is long right now. I can't believe it. It means I haven't seen you for such a long time. But you look great, and thank you so much for keeping to push those heart soldiers along in the way that you do. And now that everybody knows the difference between what the design team members do and the fact that they are huge contributors to our business behind the chair, I think it offers that just point of clarity that we want them to know. These are not kids that are fame seekers to be in magazines. They make their money. They just want to share their passion with the world. So Haley, thank you so much. Once again, you are a rock star. I believe we have an episode coming up not too far away where you're going to be taking over. So for now, I'm in charge, and I'm going to say goodbye, and then we'll give it to you another time, okay?
Thanks, Ammon.
All right, talk to you soon. I love Haley. I love all of the guests that we had on our show today. I hope today gave you at least a little bit of a sneak peek at the many, many, many different career opportunities that you can have here at Ulta Beauty and how there's no limit to where you can go. But that's it for us today. Very, very excited about our next upcoming episode, Simple Summer Styles, with myself, Mr. Nick Stenson, and David Lopez. And until then, we'll see you guys next time.